club in the enviable position of having 5 senior goalkeepers on their books. He replaces Shay Given, who's been recalled to Ewood Park. It meant a place on the bench for the experienced but unsettled Fraser Digby, who's on a weekly contract at Swindon. After 2 punishing seasons, there are firm signs the revival has started at Swindon Town. There's a positive feel about the club after a start to the season that saw them go into yesterday's game as league leaders. And a bright start too they made against last season's 3rd Division playoff winners. But after 9 minutes, the visitors, in virtually their first advance from their own half, took the lead. Highly rated youngster Kevin Davies lashing onto Des Hazel's pass and finishing with style. More than a few Premiership sides had Davies watched last season, and the way he slips this shot past debutant Frank Talia gives you an idea why. But what had been a bright and breezy game soured just before the interval. Former Bristol Rovers defender Darren Carr, already on 1 yellow card, felled Wayne O'Sullivan in the shadow of the Intel stand. Referee Mick Pearce produced the red card, much to Carr's disbelief, and at this point the situation started to spiral out of control. 2 spectators made a beeline for Carr, one clearly making contact before the policeman intervenes. He was arrested, but Carr was later to register an official complaint over the sending off. And certainly the slow motion would indicate the Bristolian was unlucky to see red. And after all the hot air over the Cantona incident, it seems little has been learnt over the best way to protect players. 1 minute into the second half, and Swindon had taken advantage of the spare man. Manager Steve McMahon, who had an outstanding game throughout, picked out Paul Bodin, whose cross cut through the visitors' backline, giving Wayne Allison his 2nd goal for the Wiltshire club. It's a fine cross by the full-back, and the big striker shows some tidy footwork to put the ball away. Within seconds, Swindon could have had the lead. Steve Finney's header cleared off the line. Finney thought it had crossed the line, but the slow-motion replay shows he might have had a case. One such incident in a game is rare, too, and is showing off. But that's just what happened, McMahon crashing a long-range effort in. Afterwards, he was talking of Jeff Hurst. Sadly, the linesman was from Bournemouth, not Russia. Well, again, it's a close call. Swindon could and should have had a hatful. Their neat approach work never quite given its reward. Kevin Horlock, the culprit here, glazing over when he should have hit the target. Then came another twist into what was developing into a bizarre encounter. A nasty collision between Chesterfield's Andy Beasley and Horlock saw the keeper carried off. Teams don't have to name a goalkeeper among the substitutes this season, and Chesterfield were caught out yesterday. John Narbett, a midfielder by trade, taking his place between the sticks. Swindon's fans must have thought the winner was imminent. Narbett had other ideas, and his spectacular save from Horlock's long-range effort was enough to earn his team a point and send the supporters home frustrated.
Very unlucky, I thought, really. Just bombarded their goal, and just not going to be one of those days, was it? Everything but bar twice. It's just an off day for us, really.
Yeah, not bad. Played better in the second half, but we should have put the chances away, really.
What do you think of the sending off?
Well, he had to go. He should have went 2 minutes earlier when he cropped him, Wayne Allison. So it's fair sending off, I think.
Pretty sad about Swindon, isn't it? Should have put it away, really, shouldn't we? Yeah. Just didn't go in the back of the net, did it? Yeah, it should have been about 5-1.
So Swindon must look to the future, and with next Saturday's derby with Bristol Rovers, sandwiched with a home game against second-place Bradford, they may rue the drop points.
It was a bit of dogged defending by them and a little bit of lack of thought by us, I think. We run out of ideas. It's difficult. Teams are showing us so much respect at home. They're getting men behind the ball, they're trying to pack defences, they're making it difficult for us. We just have to show a little bit more craft and a little more imagination around the penalty box.
Certainly no shortage of incident in that game. What did you make of the sending off?
Well, I don't want to comment on the sending off. Referees are there to make a decision. He's made a decision, and that's about it.
Well, I couldn't get Steve to comment on the sending off. I'm going to get you to comment on it, Mark. What did you make of it?
Well, it was his second bookable, Will, and it happened right underneath the nose of the linesman, and he definitely did raise his arm or raise his elbow. Whether he made any great contact, we're not sure. But once you do that, once you raise your arm and just even show the intent, you know, you're always going to get done for. And it was literally right under the nose of the linesman. He just blocks O'Sullivan, and then you just see the arm come out. As I say, whether he caught him, I don't know, but there certainly was some contact right in front of the nose of the linesman. I don't think the referee had any option but to send him off.
Before you can say Eric Cantona, there was 2 fans on the pitch as well, which is...
Well, I think, yeah, unfortunately, I think Swindon might get in trouble for that, and it's very, very difficult, you know, what you do, we don't want the fences back, but if fans are desperately intent on getting on the pitch, it's difficult to stop them, but there might be some trouble over that.
Let's have a look at the goals now from the game, because certainly Kevin Davies, much admired player at Chesterfield, scored a pretty impressive goal.
Yeah, and I think, as you rightly said, it was in the first real attack, and it was a very, very bitty build-up. And the ball, because I'm not quite sure about the goalkeeper when I first saw it. I don't know whether he dived across it thinking it was going to go wide, and of course it finished in the net. I mean, it was a super finish by the lad. He's almost passed it into the goal. He's got a long way to come. He's got to turn himself on his right foot. And I'm not quite sure about Talia and the Swindon goal. I think when he sees that today, he'll probably think he should have done better with it. And then the Swindon goal, of course, quality cross from Bodin, and it was a good finish actually by Wayne Allison, because he had to sort his feet out when it came in. Great cross, because it's always bending away from the goalkeeper. It's got defenders on the half-turn, making them defend, which, you know, in that instance is difficult, but it was a good finish. But Swindon's problems will be, I think Steve McMahon touched on it, playing at home, teams will give them all sorts of respect, and they've got to get players in wide positions, a la Bodin's cross for the goal. That is the secret of beating those teams when they play packed defences.